Alright, welcome to Easy Cloud Mathematics. I'm going to quickly show you how to do the integration factor method. So first thing you should remember is the product rule. You do f, derivative of f times g equals f prime times g plus f times g prime. Okay, so that's just a recap. You'll need that later. Now, first thing, g of x cannot equal 0, otherwise it's just a separable dE. By separable dE, I mean we're going to have dy dx shite x equals f of x times g of y, some g of y. Okay, we're going to use this integration factor method to pretty much massage it into a separable differential equation. So we're going to multiply this entire equation up here by I of x. I of x is just some arbitrary function, non-zero function, that will help us suss this solution. Okay, so what do we get? We're going to get I of x times, I'm going to denote it as y prime instead of dy and dx, just to save time. I of x, f of x, y equals I of x, g of x. I'll call this equation 1. Now, note that this kind of looks similar to that. They look kind of similar. So how we're going to use this fact and pretty much just say, okay, well, what if we had an equation like this? I of x times y prime plus I prime x times y. And obviously, from the product rule, we're going to know that equals d on dx of ix dot y. Now we'll call this equation 2. Now say equation 1 equals equation 2. We're going to need some I function that pretty much allows that to happen. So we're going to solve the I function that allows that to happen. So we're going to have on the left side, we're going to have I of x dot y prime plus I of x f of x y equals I of x y prime plus I prime x y. Okay, now shit's just going to start falling out. Okay, look at this. We have that and that are the same. So we can cancel them out. Let's fucking go. Now we're going to notice that we have y and y here. So we can divide by y and cancel these out as well. We're going to be left with I of x times f of x equals I prime x. Thus, f of x equals I prime x on I of x. Now, this should look familiar as an integration method. Say, look here, g prime on g dx equals ln gx. So we can use that fact. If we integrate both sides of the equation down here, we're going to get f of I prime x on ix dx equals ln ix, which of course, since we integrated the entire equation, we're going to get integral of f of x dx dx. Now we're going to use the relationship between e and ln. We're going to put everything to the e, so we're going to get the e will cancel out the ln, so we're going to get I of x equals e to the integral of f of x dx. So now we have this integration constant. Well, what does that really, what the fuck does that even tell us, right? How do we solve for y? How do we solve for y? Well, if we go back to equation 1, we're going to have this equation. Just copy paste this. Have it down here. And we're also going to know, because of this equation, that's going to imply that I prime of x equals I of x f of x. And what do you know? We can sub that in. Let's fucking go. So I'm going to have I of x y prime plus I of I prime x times y equals ix g of x. Right? Now, since we are really smart and no product rule, that's just the expanded form of the product rule. We're gonna condense that down, d on dx, I of x times y equals I of x times g of x. Okay, we're solving for y here, so we want to get y by itself. How are we going to do that? We need to get rid of this differential thingy, so we're going to do an integral there, integrate both sides of the equation, and that would just get rid of the differential. So we're going to get I of x times y equals the integral of I of x g of x dx. Now we're solving for y, so we're going to just divide by I of x. 1 on I of x times integral of I of x g of x dx. And of course, from before we know I of x equals e to the integral of f of x dx. Right? So just to recap, we get this equation in this form. It's a linear first order differential equation. Ordinary differential equation, I think. Anyway, g of x can't equal 0. So if we see it in this form, you're going to go, oh, okay, we can use the integrating factor method and pretty much skip straight to this point. Just say integration factor method, y equals this, and then just solve for I of x, sub it into here, solve the integral, and you've done it pretty much. So that is the integration factor method by Easy Club Mathematics. Thank you for watching.